Hello friends! Today I'm going to show you how we make yogurt in an Instant Pot without a yogurt button. So I have my milk, I have 1 gallon and 2 half gallons. I have my Instant Pot, which does not have a yogurt button. I've got a spoon, I have a digital bread thermometer. It can be any kitchen thermometer. So you're just going to start by adding your milk to your Instant Pot. Now I will mention this can be done just on the stovetop in any regular pot. It doesn't have to be an Instant Pot. I'm just using my Instant Pot because it holds heat really well during the time when it's just sitting. And if you have an Instant Pot that does have a yogurt button, you'll just follow the instructions for that, which I assume is simpler, but I've never done it. So now we're going to turn on the saute function on high. You can put it to stay warm for about 20 minutes before kicking on the saute. Either way works. I've done both. Here I'm showing I'm just immediately going to saute on high. And if you stir it, I've found you'll keep from scorching the bottom. Although even if you do get scorched bottom, the final product is still fine. So now you want to heat it up to 180 degrees. This took about 20 minutes to go from room temperature to, well, refrigerated milk to 180. So now I shut it off. Now we're going to remove the inner pot from the Instant Pot. If you're working just off the stove, this is when you want to remove your pot from the heat source, so you can move it to another burner that you weren't using, or you can also, just like here, move it off the stove onto a hot plate. Now we want to let the milk cool down to 110. Once you've got it down to 110, you're going to take your yogurt. Now, this can be store-bought yogurt as long as it has live active cultures. This is yogurt that from the last batch I made. And I use about, it's an estimate, 2 to 3 tablespoons per half gallon. So I'm just using a few scoops here. I have a gallon of milk. And you do need to make sure you cool your milk down to 110 so you're not going to kill off those live cultures. So once you've added your culture, you just stir it in gently. And I'm going to now put it back in the main vessel of the Instant Pot and cover it. If you are working just in a regular pot off the stove, you want to find something to put around your pot that's going to keep the heat in. Because now the next step is to let it sit and let it culture for 8 hours. So I'm using this blanket that we have designated for this purpose. I'm just going to set the Instant Pot in the blanket and wrap it up. Now, after 8 hours, we're going to, and it's, again, it's an estimate. It's okay if it goes longer. Some people do 10 or even 12 hours. I've found really any of those culture times, it works well. So after your 8 or 10 hours, you're going to open it up and see how it looks. Here I'm using a stainless steel canning funnel. If you're more careful than me, you won't make a mess. But, you know, it could be worse. So that jar with the blue lid is a 1/2 gallon, and the other jar is 1.5 quarts. So that's 3.5 quarts, and I have just a little more here. So it's a gallon of milk is making just under a gallon of yogurt. But there's not much loss with the regular yogurt. Now we're all finished. If you like to leave it plain, then you're all set. We're done. You can flavor it any way you like. I usually leave ours plain and then we flavor it as we go. So some of our favorite ways are with some hot fruit. I'll take frozen berries. In this, I've got blueberries, raspberries, cherries, and I just heated it up in the microwave, and now I'm adding the yogurt to it. And then another really good way is adding just a little bit of maple syrup. Now, another thing you can do is make Greek yogurt. So I did this 2 days after making the regular yogurt, but you can absolutely do it right after. There's no need to wait. And you're basically just going to strain the whey out of the regular yogurt. So here I've got a colander, a bowl that's big enough for the colander to fit into, and some cheesecloth. You're just going to add your yogurt into the cheesecloth, and I let mine just sit in the colander, but you can choose to wrap it up and hang it, whatever works for you. And you can leave it out. You can also refrigerate it, depends on what your time frame looks like and what your counter needs are. So here I've just got the yogurt in the colander and the cheesecloth. Now I've waited 2 hours, and we're gonna see how much whey has come off. So again, I've just got my canning funnel. I'm just holding the colander over the sink while it drips so that I don't get the counter dirty. And I got about 2 cups of whey. For purposes of this video, that's good enough for me. You can also let it keep going. Sometimes we let it go for a whole day, whole 24 hours. It'll just keep getting thicker and thicker. It'll even become kind of like a cream cheese consistency. But here you have just kind of some basic Greek yogurt. It's still plain. You'll see it's thickened up. I give the whey to the chickens. Whey is high protein. My sister said she will bake with it. So you can turn some, if you're looking for something to do with the whey and you don't have chickens or pigs, because pigs also like whey a lot, you can bake with it to make some high protein baked goods or bread. Well, that's our video for today. Thanks for joining and watching as we make yogurt and Greek yogurt. If you do things differently or have any feedback for us, we'd appreciate any comments. We always look to improve. Thanks again. Have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.